Muhammadu Buhari also attended the ADC ceremony. And now we are being joined by Solomon Dalung, who is the former Minister of Youth and Sports Development via Zoom. Very good evening to you, sir. Nice to have you on the news tonight.
Thank you very much.
Now, to the first question, let's start by getting your opinion and views on the coalition recent move, particularly the unveiling of its adopted party, the ADC.
Well, the coalition has come to stay. I've long been telling Nigerians, especially the media family, that the narrative they've been pushing about the coalition is misconceived because maybe they were guided by historical antecedents of what coalition is. But here we are dealing with a coalition of political leaders across all the political parties with a common consensus that our democracy needs to be rescued from the imperial oligarchy that is being practiced by this current administration. So the coalition took them by surprise. They did everything possible to try to understand what was going on, but they were kept in the close dark because the coalition was quite serious in what they were doing. So the surprise they had yesterday was what took place after so many attempts to try to block even the venue of where we would have held our meeting yesterday. So I'm not surprised that the reactions coming in because, of course, they are a reaction of a panic from a surprise.
Do you think the leadership of the coalition, particularly the former Senate President David Mark and former Osun State Governor Ruf Aregbesola can see the opposition alliance through this?
Yeah, they're the most qualified persons to deal with the situation. David Mark has impeccable credentials as a retired military officer. And he was elected many times into the Senate. He's been a Senate president for 8 years. And so he has enough requisite charisma and he has intimidating credentials that nobody in this country can look him in the face and maybe try their pranks of bribery or try to intimidate, to harass, or otherwise. So the emergence of David Mark would have not been better than now. David Mark has nothing, of course, to look for now, going by his age. But he is not satisfied that at this age, he has not seen the country of his dream. And therefore, he is going back into the trenches to try to do that which will set right the future for the younger generations. But Aregbesola was a governor. Why it trend very much about Aregbesola? Because Aregbesola is the brain box of Tinubu's political empire. And immediately he left them in 2023. They lost Lagos and they lost Osun. So such a person now championing the coalition, of course we will expect them to behave like rattlesnakes. And they will be shouting at meetings, whether of monthly briefings or whatever meeting they'll be holding. They will be shouting like it's a comedy of decent people. Leaders are expected to articulate issues and to speak with respect, especially when they hold exalted positions like the type I see in the video immediately in the news.
Finally, before we let you go, sir, now we'd like to get your reaction on today's comment by the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, against the coalition, describing them as a group of failed politicians and content creators.
There is no comedian in contemporary Nigerian political history like the Minister of the FCT. Even in the republics of innocent people, he will not be qualified to hold responsibility. This is a man who said, if the day I leave the PDP, God should kill me. There was nothing he didn't say about APC. The same person today is busy shouting and trying to defend APC. Do such people have integrity or credibility? I don't usually dignify him if you have not asked me. He could shout from here to the end of the world. He doesn't deserve even a word from me. Because he doesn't have anything it takes to be a leader in Nigeria. A leader should be known for something. What do we know him for? Confusion? A man who could go and conspire and have state of emergency imposed because he could control of his state government. Do politicians use force to control people instead of lobbying? Why do we have lobbying as part of democratic credentials? So I think he should settle down and deal with the military rule in his state. Of course, I see him holding meetings of reconciliation. It should involve bishop and pastors and imam so that they can pray for the forgiveness of sin for him so that he may have peace. But
Sir, we appreciate your time. We really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us on the news, and we appreciate you sharing your thoughts with us. Thank you very much, sir. And that was Solomon Dalung, the former Minister of Youth and Sports Development. Thank you, sir.